is Better Hearing and Speech Month. It's a time to raise awareness about hearing and communication disorders, and also a time to check in with your loved ones who are experiencing hearing loss. And joining us to talk about building a strong foundation with effective communication is Palomar Health speech pathologist Katrina Phillips. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Katrina, speech and language disorders are common in children, but families often don't see or know the early signs.
Actually, about 11% of children under the age of 6 experience speech or language disorders. Some of the early signs could be little things that you might not think much about, such as your child not turning their head when you call their name, maybe not talking quite as much as you expected. Not getting services early when they're needed could lead to delays once they start school, difficulty with reading and keeping up with their peers. If you notice these things, these would be great reasons to go see your primary care physician through Palomar Health and see if you need a speech therapy evaluation.
And you treat people from all walks of life. Tell me about some of their experiences.
In the hospital, we'll work with stroke individuals, patients with Parkinson's disease, maybe somebody who suffered some type of accident, such as a car accident. And, by tailoring their treatment plan and working with them daily, it's amazing the results that we can see and how much we can help with their communication and going back to their daily lives.
And speech pathologists can help adults and children who are experiencing speech delays and disorders. How does a family or patient know that it's time to see a speech pathologist?
Speech pathologists work with a variety of patients. They work with patients who have cognitive, communication, voice, or swallowing disorders. So if you're noticing difficulty with your loved one's memory, maybe they never remember where they put the keys or they can't remember to take their medications, these might be some good reasons to also go check in with your primary care physician.
And no two patient journeys are the same, and that's where you come in.
No patient's goals or evaluations are going to be exactly the same, so we like to do a very thorough evaluation to make sure that we're tailoring the treatment plan in order to help that specific patient to get better.
And how do you take the fear out of the patient experience?
I like to explain to the patients what we're doing in the speech therapy treatment, what we're finding in the evaluation, and specifically what goals I've tailored for them in order to help them to get better.
And how do you include patients' family and friends in their care?
Patients' family and friends are so important in order for their loved one to get better. I like to educate them on their family members' rehabilitation plans and goals, and what exercises they can complete with them throughout the day.
And what drew you into this field to become a speech pathologist?
When I was in college, I always knew I wanted to work in healthcare, but I wasn't quite sure what. And I began working at Palomar Health as a rehabilitation aide, and I was able to learn what speech pathologists do in the hospital. I had no idea what they do with swallowing disorders and swallowing tests. Palomar Health does a swallowing test with endoscopy so that we can watch a patient swallow to see if anything's going down the wrong pipe. And that particularly interested me into joining the speech pathology field.
Now, what is your care philosophy?
My care philosophy is to treat every patient like they're my family member and really build a strong relationship with them. It's important to remember that these patients have experienced some type of traumatic or life-changing event that led them to this hospital stay, and we're there to ensure that they're comfortable and happy.
And if parents suspect that their child may have a communication disorder, what's the first step?
The first step would be going to your primary care physician through Palomar Health and getting a referral for speech therapy. And from there, the speech therapist can do an evaluation and, tailor a treatment plan to help your child.
To learn more, visit palomarhealth.org. Katrina, we thank you so much for sharing your time and expertise.
Thank you for having me.
And we thank you for joining us on San Diego Living. We'll see you next time.